All right, thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast. It's time to know what's on the front pages of Nigerian newspapers. And joining me is CEO CKN News, Chris Kende Nwado. Hopefully, Sheson Kwade will join us much later. CKN, thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast.
Thank you for having me. And thank God it's Friday.
Absolutely.
How was your holiday?
Right here.
I knew you. I knew you.
All right, let's head straight to the papers then, and we begin with the blueprint. We know bandits' whereabouts. Let's fish them out. Bala says federal governors must work together to address challenges, take resolute, decisive steps. Sultan urges federal government and governors. All right, let's quickly move now to the business day. Neglected Nigerian senior citizens dying, languishing in penury. Neglected Nigerian senior citizens dying, languishing in penury. To the Daily Times now, Buhari pledges action against bandits' threat to food security. Buhari pledges action against bandits' threat to food security. Details of that story on the front page of the Daily Times. We move now to the Daily Trust. Nigerians decry nation's woes as Buhari begs for understanding. Be alive to your responsibilities, Sultan advises leaders. Abdusalami, keep hope alive. Nigerians like to act happy. Shoyinka. Right, you find details of all of the stories on the pages of the Daily Trust. To the News Direct now. Salah, we are better than 2015. Buhari, the president, speaking there. Salah, we are better than 2015. Buhari. All right, you find details of that story on the pages of the Nigerian News Direct. To the first news now. Lawang Gbajabiamila tackles Southern governors over demand for restructuring, urge them to restructure their individual states first. To the Punch newspaper now. President's plea for understanding. Buhari ignorant, full of excuses, says PDP, ACF, PANDEF, others. Ordering weapons, training troops in usage take time, says Buhari. Nigerians tired of your endless stream of excuses, PDP tells our president. Understand plights of kidnapped victims paying heavy ransom. ACF reacting to the president's statement there. All right, we move now to the Nation newspaper. Lawang Gbajabiamila Adamu, Southern governors wrong. Igbo youth, North minority reps Ladoja Oke call for national dialogue restructuring. To the Daily Sun, Buhari reveals handicap in fighting insurgents, vowed to stop bandits from causing food crisis. Save us, farmers, others cry out. To This Day newspaper, bring insecurity to an end now. Sultan urges Buhari governors. President pleads for more understanding, says time needed to take delivery of weapons. Vows to resist bandits' threat to food security. To the Vanguard, Lawan Gbaja blasts Southern governors over call for restructuring. Restructure first at state level. Elected officials shouldn't lead agitation. Lawan. Agitation may be genuine, but governors shouldn't join calls for restructuring. Gbaja adds, we are all to blame. All right, so we move now to the Nigerian Tribune. The federal government to resuscitate special terrorism prosecution court. Details of that story on the pages of the Nigerian Tribune. To the Guardian newspaper now, knocks kudos for Anchor scheme in Southwest. And to the Leadership newspaper, 40 days of agony, Kaduna priest narrates ordeal in kidnappers' den. All right, Chris, let's quickly begin with the story on the front page of the News Direct, where the president in his Salah statement said that we are better than where we were rather in 2015. And I wonder what you make of this. Is it talking about security-wise? Have the government been able to deliver on its promises when it came in 2015? Is that what he's saying? When it comes to the economy, are we better off? When you look at everything in general, can we categorically say that we are better off than where we were in 2015?
Yes, we are better off, Vero. We are very, very better off.
All right, how so?
Yes, the price of pure water has gone from 5 naira to 20 naira. Are we not better off? A pint of Gary is 1,100 from 500 naira, and you are saying we are not better off. Electric tariff is, we can't even state that. Pero we are better off. National grid is collapsing on a daily basis. As I left home for 2 days now, I don't have light. And I think we are better off than what we were in 2015. But let's move further. Where I cannot drive from Lagos to Ibadan, to Lorry, even at night, without being harassed by anybody. Vero, I am better off. Yes, you can see that security is 100% now. You can move anywhere, nobody will harass you, there is no more killing, there is no more kidnapping of students, there is no herdsmen harassing anybody and the rest of them. We are better off.
This makes us better off?
We are better off. I'm quoting the president now. Is it not our president?
I am saying, okay.
I'm quoting the president.
Right.
But what I just have to say is that all this has only proven one thing. And that is the fact that what some of us have been saying, that it's obvious that the president doesn't know what is happening. It's obvious that the president is not on ground. The president is not aware of what is happening, or his aides are not telling him what is happening. They are not telling the true position of things in the country. But
we see Governor Xavier meeting with the president. We see that he has security meetings with all the security. Those are the helm of affairs when it comes to security. So how is he not aware of what is going on?
If he's aware.
The decisions been taken policy-wise, are you saying he's not aware before these decisions were taken?
If he's aware, will he be saying what he's saying? If the president is aware, will he be saying what he's saying? It's so obvious that there's a disconnect between the leaders and the led. The president is telling us that we are better out 2015 now than we were in 2015. Oh my. But even the same president was just telling us yesterday that we should pray against banditry.
Food security.
And food security and kidnapping and the rest of them. Wasn't the president, is that not part of his speech yesterday?
Asking Nigerians to understand.
That is the issue. So I'm so appalled. I wanted to be happy today. In fact, I wanted to come here this morning to discuss at length with a clean and happy mind. But how will you? If at the end of it, we're just talking, just before we came into the studio, we're just talking about even medical negligence.
Yes.
You remember what we were talking about? How a lady, a 26-year-old lady, lost her life after delivering just a set of twins just yesterday. That is the situation we find ourselves.
But that has nothing to do with the government, does it?
If we have good medical facilities, if we have very good medical facilities as promised by the government, I don't think that some of these issues that we are having, even in the medical sector, the president he traveled recently to London for medicals. There's a risk saying that he might even travel again in the next few days, and he might even see his doctors. How many Nigerians have such opportunities? So if we have in the presidency within Aso Rock, the first lady some time ago cried out that even the Aso Rock clinic that where they're supposed to have the best of facilities, that we don't have it. So when you look at what is happening holistically, I just look at it as the government is just like an ostrich that buried his head in the sand and left his whole body exposed. Even Aso Rock is not secure. Was that not, didn't you have a robbery?
No, not in the villa.
Was it Aso Rock?
Not in the villa.
What most people don't understand is that Aso Rock has different layers.
Right.
If you've been to Aso Rock, you know that there are different layers. The presidential is the last. But there are other people staying within Aso Rock. And when they say the presidential spokesman came out to say that
it's a foolish attempt.
It was a foolish attempt, depending on what he meant by foolish attempt. But that was an attempt at the home of the chief of staff to the president. Yeah. That is close for comfort, for goodness sake. That is the last man you see before seeing the president. So what are we talking about? So for the president to come out to say that we are better off in 20, I don't know the indices he is using to arrive at that. But for us Nigerians, we are not better off. And most of the promises that were made in 2015, for which Nigerians voted overwhelmingly for this government, none has been achieved. And that is a problem for me.
All right, we have Olusegun Okwade on the line via Skype. He's a fellow, ICANN fellow. He will be reacting to this statement, and I would really love to hear his perspective to the president's statement, saying that we are better off than where we were in 2015. Sheson, good morning.
Good morning, Veronica, and thank God it's Friday.
Yes.
Sorry for connecting a bit late.
Not a problem.
I listened to the presidency on the aspect of saying that we are better off than 2015. Well, when you rate yourself, you can rate yourself very high. But I think the main parameter is people actually rating you, the people that you claim to be serving. 2015 till now, I can tell you without hiding words, we've gone worse than ever before. Security-wise has gone, if nobody is talking, someone like me will give it straight. Since 2016, I've not been able to have the best of the businesses because my business entails traveling up and down. And for my brother CKN, he will attest to it. He travels to Ibadan practically like every week, another part of Southwest. Has he have it like it is? No. So if there is no security, there is no how we can go anywhere. So economically, we've gone down the drain. People are if we are better off, we won't have people just migrating from this country to other country. Economically, we are nowhere to be found. Education-wise, it's zero. People are not going to school because there is insecurity. So for the government or the presidency telling us that we are better off, maybe because they have brought in some infrastructure that is still not being used, like saying they are constructing rail. Come to think about it, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, how long is it going to take us for us to fix this? These are many more things that this government, every of their promises to us has been failure. We are going down the drain more than where we are. In 2015, everyone cannot boast of having even savings that we have been having before 2015. So presidential should take this. It's not about them rating themselves, but they should allow us. Before now, we are their ardent followers. I'm one of the Buhari's, but he has not done things in the right perspective because rather than I growing, I've actually been going down. That's personal. And I'm sure it's affecting everybody. TKN always complained that the list of people on his neck now requesting for money. If things are better, why would there be people be calling you and requesting? Same is applicable for an average person in Nigeria. So we are not better off. Rather, we are worse. And this we cannot hide because this government has not satisfied us. If there is security, then there can be prosperity.
Is that this we cannot hide? I wonder if anything is hidden. It's all out there. Whatever the situation is all out there for people to see.
Yes, it is all out there for people, but it is not out there for the president. Because from his statement and his body language, when he took over in 2015, I remember vividly what happened within the first few weeks. We had electricity. Remember then?
Yes.
And they say, oh, the body language of the president is speaking. Then some level of some in the area of anti-corruption here and there, some sources. Oh, the body language. Where's that body? There is no even you are talking of. There is no even language. Talk less of body. What we are having is the total deficit in all sphere. Nobody. I personally never believed that President Buhari would have performed so abysmally. Sincerely, because a lot of Nigerians hang their hope on him because they felt that the last regime under Goodluck Jonathan wasn't getting it right, and Nigerians felt that, oh, this is a man that have been tested and trusted, and we can. So most of my personal opinion has been: is it due to the health of the president, or is it that the president is because the president is not really fully fit as he was before? Could this be an attribute to why we're having what we're having now? So for him to be rating himself...
But there are people at the helm of affairs that are saddled with certain responsibilities because the president can be everywhere.
The buck stops on his table. That is why he's called the president. You don't expect Biden to be blaming anybody in his cabinet. If they're not functioning, he fires them. If you see somebody that is not performing within your cabinet, well, because the buck will still come back to you, it will be said to be President Buhari's government. Nobody will be mentioned, whatever is on the rest of. We are talking about Goodluck Jonathan government. We are talking of Obasanjo's government. We are talking of Babangida's government.
We are not mentioning any minister or anybody
which minister?
else.
Even vice president, nobody mentions it. Right. Have you ever heard of Sambo? Do you ever hear of Sambo? No. Didn't you know that Sambo was the vice president to Goodluck Jonathan?
Of course.
So how come the people are talking about Goodluck? So the buck stops on this table, and that is why the president should rise up to the occasion and make sure that he puts down his name in gold, so that when he leaves in 2023, we can have something to refer him to. Most of other presidents, you have something to refer them to. When you are talking about Nigerian history, you have something to refer to each and everyone. What are we going to use to refer to President Muhammadu Buhari when he leaves in 2022? And that is the greatest challenge for me. This is a man that has been given. This was somebody that for over 3 or 4 times tried to become Nigeria's president. You've forgotten?
No.
Even at the point that he was crying, he said, "Oh, no more. I'm not going to contest again." But Nigerians called him back and said, "No, let's give you the opportunity." And look at how he squandered that opportunity. It's quite unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate for me.
There's still time between now and 2023, Sheson. If he is to address this and perhaps change the narrative that you have said, where I wonder, this is the same question we keep asking, but then again, perhaps to just drive home the point, where should we begin to look at addressing issues aggressively now?
First and foremost, Vero, security. I say security. Security. If he's able to tackle the insecurity that we are faced with currently, I will give kudos to him.
But he's asking that Nigerians give the government some time, because training, purchasing of equipment takes time. That's what he said, if you look at the papers this morning.
The fact remains that it's not about training. How did we get here? If we cannot at this point find the reason why we get to this position, and the fundamental reason of governance is providing security, then in the next 2 years, I don't see us achieving this. The first thing he needs to do, every other thing I know will fall in place, is to make sure that we are secure. Situation where we can even move. There was a time in this country, moving at night was just a very good way to go, because the environment will be cool, the car will move in a very cool atmosphere. But now you cannot even move during the day. So if there is security, people will think how to make. So when we have light and so other things, businesses will grow. Economically, we will be buoyant. Then we can boast of so many things that will be in place. For me, security is key. Those economic things we are saying, Nigeria are very creative. So if they have the right thinking, the right position, and they feel secure, then they can think right. I'm supposed to be somewhere, and it's just disheartening that I'm afraid whether I should even fly or go by road, even in the southwest. And it's all about business enterprise. So most of the businesses are now being done via virtual participation, which does not make sense. You can't have the body language when you are not physically present there. So we want a situation that if you fix the security, then the economic things, I want to believe, will take right position by having the right people at the right place, giving the right policy for economic development. Power, as we speak, is more or less nowhere to be found. You heard about the collapse 2 days ago. How can we be having incessant collapse of our power sector all the time? Even when we don't have it, now the little that we have keeps collapsing and we are not moving. So I think government should look at these two positions and look for a way to make things happen.
Right. Siken, your final word on this.
Yes, you said something. You said that we should give him time. We have given him 6 years already. He has barely 2 years to go. So if within a tenure of 8 years, you have used 6 years, and you are still telling us to give you time, what time do you want? Nigerians don't ask for too much. We don't ask for too much. What do we ask for? Give us light. Give us security. Give us water. Good roads. Those are the basic things we ask for. We are not saying they should come and feed us because they can't feed us. There are so many securities, there are so many incentives that other countries give their citizens. We don't get that. But the basic one that we can get, just give us, and that's where all at a point we are saying we are the most marrying people in the world, we are the happiest people in the world. But now, I think maybe we are the worst for it. You can't even go around Nigeria streets, you can't say the Nigerian smile. Nigerians no longer smile. What are you smiling? In fact, when you are smiling, people ask, are you crazy? because there's nothing to smile about. So I believe that the presidency have 2 years to be able to deliver on this. And he is what is happening now is the president is demarcating his party. And I will say that the president is demarcating APC as a political party. There was so much goodwill by 2015 that people voted
that the party enjoyed
so much. That had been filtered with the activities of this present government led by President Muhammad Buhari. And I don't know what they will use to sell to Nigerians in 2023. And it's not that we don't have people within the party that can do. There are still people, Nigerians within that political party that can deliver. Right. Why they are not being given the opportunity is what I don't know. But as he said, let us go back to prayer. Let's continue praying that things will get better. And we pray that it will get better.
We can only keep hope alive.
Let's keep on praying.
Thank you so much, fellow ICANN and public affairs analyst Olusegun Kwade, as well as CEO CKN News.
Fellow CKN.
Fellow CKN. Chris Kende, gentlemen, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much
on the paper.
Have a nice weekend.
Thank you very much for having us, Vero.